I've always been fascinated how one action can lead to another. In the long scope of history, you see it time and time again, often with unintended consequences. But in our next story, the end result is much more deliberate. When an Oklahoma family wanting to help learned that solving hunger is no small potatoes. Life's been good for Matt and Kristine Waits, a successful company, and a happy family.
Well, and it's really important to us as a family to leave a legacy of giving. I mean, there's that quote about to whom much has been given, much is to be expected. And I think we try really hard to live up to that.
With a gratitude that's turned into a mission.
Yeah, so SST is a company that, at its bottom line is helping feed the world. And Kristine and I were talking about wanting to do something related to agriculture and something in our local community.
That's when they found the Society of St. Andrews, a not-for-profit company that works with potato farmers to use those spuds that are still edible, but not that sellable.
We actually work with a trucking company called Rains and Sons Trucking, who's here in town. And they go up, get those potatoes for us, bring it down, and then the SST employees help us distribute the potatoes to all the food pantries and free meal programs in and around Stillwater.
Yeah, but bringing this in led to another realization. What was that?
Well, when I first got this list of free meal programs and food pantries, I had gotten it from the United Way. And I thought, this is amazing. I mean, Stillwater is unbelievably generous with all of these places that are trying to help. And then I started calling them. And I realized, well, that one I can bring potatoes on the second Tuesday of the month. And this one can get one on the third Thursday. And there was this real disjointed, difficult nature of just distributing. And I had this realization that if me, with all of my time and all of my resources, is having trouble giving food, what if I was hungry?
So Kristine began an effort to streamline and consolidate area food pantries into a one-stop food and resource center.
So this is the future home of our daily bread. When a guest walks in, this is where they're going to walk into. It's going to be a beautiful welcome center if you can put your imagination goggles on.
So while it may not look like much now, it did come at the right price.
We have rented a building from the city of Stillwater for $1 a year. We're going to renovate that space. So here is our shopping area, and instead of just getting one brown bag of food, you're going to be able to come in here and see beautiful fresh fruits and vegetables. You're going to be able to, pick the nice breads. You're going to be able to get your canned goods, anything that you could possibly need, hopefully for that month to help you bridge the gap. So it's tremendous.
We talked about the psychology of hunger. How important is it that when someone comes into this place, it feels nice?
Dignity is a huge factor, and every human deserves dignity. And that's what we're trying to do here, we don't want anybody to feel humiliated or embarrassed about the situation they're going to be in, because tomorrow they may not be, and somebody else may be in their place. So we want this to be a place full of dignity.
Currently, Stillwater area food pantries distribute almost 1 million pounds of food annually. But by combining forces under one roof, estimates are the demand might grow by as much as 50%.
We have about 18% of our population in Payne County is food insecure, meaning they don't know when or where their next meal is going to come. 18% of people. I think that's unbelievable. In Stillwater alone, there's 43% of the population of children in our schools that are on free or reduced meals. I mean, that's almost half of the school population has to have some sort of help with getting lunch and breakfast at school. It's unbelievable. We've got 3 kids, the 3 of them and I went to all the food pantries in town this summer and worked them all so that we could get best practices and know how to operate our daily bread better. And so we got a chance to really visit with each and every one of the guests that day. And one man was really striking to me. He came up and he had 2 children with him. He was probably in his 30s, and he just wouldn't meet my eye. The whole time he was there, he wouldn't really meet my eye. And I could tell that with all of his heart, he had to swallow his pride to be there that day. And I thought, you know what, that man is why I'm here. I hadn't seen him before, and I haven't seen him since, but that man really needed food that day. And I hope that what we gave him was a chance to step over one difficult situation and be able to find his own footing.
While maintaining his dignity.
This is really where our community comes together inside
Here,
of this warehouse.
clients will not be getting a handout, but a leg up.
The volunteers who are going to be walking with them are going to be trained in conversational interviewing. So as they walk through, they're going to be asking questions. What's going on in your life? How else can we help? And we want those questions to not just be heard, but answered. And we're going to do that in the And Resource hallway. So where our plan is, into these rooms, we're going to have small classes maybe about credit repair or household finance or diabetes education, that sort of thing, so that we're helping the entire person and not just their stomach.
To fully renovate this building, it's going to cost over $1 million. A hefty sum that Our Daily Bread is on track to raise.
Kristine and team have done a good job of raising a lot of capital to date, but there's still more that's needed to get this thing over the line. So,
Yeah, it's true. We're under a $1.5 million capital campaign. It's going to cost $1.1 million to renovate that building. And then we're trying to also raise an additional $400,000 so that we can have operating expenses for a couple of years. It's our goal to get there by the end of the year, but we'll keep on going.
In addition to raising money, Our Daily Bread also wants to raise volunteers as shopping assistants. To find out more, just head to their website, which we have a link to under this story at okhorizon.com. We also have a tour of the work underway of the new Stillwater Food and Resource Center.